Hello, my name is Sally Jake, back with another video. It's been a minute. I've just been really busy with other stuff going on in my life. But I wanted to make a video to talk about something that has been going on recently within comic book spaces, online communities, and such that I feel is like really important to talk about, and also just personally is something I have been like having a lot of like issues with something that happened that upset me uh, greatly because it affected me personally and I just wanted to talk about it. So for those who are not aware, there was a boycott that happened that was started very recently for DC Comics. It was a DC Comics boycott, part of the DCSoWhite kind of initiative, just which has just been a kind of talking point amongst DC Comics fans, certain creators on TikTok and YouTube. Black content creators have been, espousing this thing for a while now. That for quite a while now, DC has not had a black character with an ongoing series. It's been over 3 years now, or almost 3 years. I believe it hit the 1200-day marker just recently, and that is what was like the second like initiative, the second phase of the DCSoWhite kind of campaign was to then boycott DC Comics because there's just been a thing that's been discussed in online spaces and has been DC's they've been like trying to make DC aware that they need to do more to prominently showcase their black characters and black creators who work for them and who work in the industry. And DC has not really done so very much in the last couple of years. We haven't had a new ongoing series starring a black character or with a black creative team behind it. So, yeah, they decided to initiate the boycott and encouraged everybody to do so. There were a bunch of videos, there's websites, and yeah, they just put it out there that, to support the boycott, to not pick up any DC books for the time being, because to, just show DC that, you know, black characters deserve ongoing books, that you should listen to us because we want more diversity with amongst their books and just more diverse voices amongst their talent and everything. And yeah, that was a few days ago, and the boycott has since ended. Not because DC announced any new ongoing titles with black characters. It ended because the people behind the boycotts, the few creators who initiated it, they decided to end it because of the backlash to it. There was quite a bit of negativity about it because and there was already negativity about it because they've been discussing this for kind of months now, or at least like a month, several weeks. Like it's been like brewing for a while now. Like I said, like they've been talking about this for so long, and yeah, people have not been like, we're not happy about it, not happy about the idea of a boycott because and it was a lot of people with doing like whataboutisms, which are like, what about this book? What about these creators? Like these people who all have books at DC, like Jamal Campbell is doing the Zatanna book. That's a black creator with an ongoing series. Or what about John Stewart in the Green Lantern Corps book that's also written by Morgan Hampton? So that's another ongoing title with a black creator team or black writer. And like it's like, well, it's a team book, so like it's not a solo series. It's not titled Jon Stewart Green Lantern, so it technically doesn't count. And I feel like a lot of the people behind the boycott made these points, stated all these things, but a lot of people just disagreed with the idea of it, and I can understand that. Like, I also like understand like that like it's not that it wasn't like the best organized boycott, that there were some valid points made by some people, but I think in large part it was a lot of less than genuine people who would just like who just kind of were hating on the people behind the boycotts, and in general saying really terrible things about them, and that they don't really care or anything like that. And I could say that I don't think that's true at all. And what really personally got to me was the idea that like these people behind the boycott were racist or didn't care about the the black creators who had books at DC, or the other people of marginalized identities with books. Like, it's just before Pride Month. DC just put out their Pride special, the Dream Girls event, which which is like their Pride special that for this year. And yeah, yeah, the boycott, like, it is unfortunate timing to do it right before Pride Month, like right before DC like puts some weight behind like their queer characters. And like, yeah, that does suck. But a lot of people were calling like the people behind the boycott like transphobic and all this stuff, and I'm like, that's it's it's just really annoying as a trans person for people to use like my identity to call out people who just were trying to advocate for themselves and representation of themselves in the books that they're reading. Because like, yeah, I don't want to boycott DC necessarily right before Pride Month, right before they do a whole like month long 4 issue like event centered around trans characters, because like that's really cool. And especially right now, like that is something I feel like is very important to have. uh but like, to talk about like DC's representation of queer characters as like the be all end all, like this is perfect, this is fine. It's like no, that could also be better. Like the representation of all other marginalized groups and identities could be better. Uh, and like I think a boycott can also advocate for those groups as well. Like when one group is not centered or given enough space, given enough of a voice, then it's like, well, why? Well, then why should we expect that we would always have that? Then, like, why should we expect that like queer characters will always be able to get the kind of representation that we've gotten if black characters can't also get that? Like, we need to like, I think it's important to stand behind like other groups as well. And it's really frustrating that a lot of people don't really get that, seemingly. Like yeah, I was not totally like happy with the idea of a boycott, but I wanted to do it because like personally do it because I wanted to support other black people in the spaces that I exist in who don't feel that they are properly represented by DC at the moment. Because like I felt that way before, and it's like, yeah, it's gotten better for us queer people with the DC Pride specials and everything that we've been getting the last several years, and with characters like Galaxy and Dreamer getting more prominence and stuff like that. But I still want other stuff too. I still want black characters to have ongoing titles. I want other groups to have ongoing titles. You know, I want a Vixen series. I want a Black Lightning ongoing series. I want all these things and everybody to have a voice and feel like that they are properly represented. Like, not just people who look like me, people who look like other people that I know that's have different perspectives, different concepts that I want to see, because that's more interesting too. Like it, like just be, like also like just on its face value, it's like, well, if you have more diverse characters, then you get more diverse stories, get more interesting stories, you know. And it's just really annoying that people don't are kind of obtuse about it, that they don't get that, which was like what the boycott was advocating for. And it's like, yeah, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't a super well thought idea, it wasn't the best organized, but I like the spirit of it, and I like the idea of it, because I want, because like their goals were what I wanted to see. That's why I wanted to participate in it, even just personally. And yeah, so just like the backlash of it, and the end of the boycott so very quickly, really, really kind of pissed me off. It was super annoying to see. And especially just because, like, you know, black people, black characters, they don't get a lot. And when it's just so frustrating to see black people in the community, in the spaces that I exist in, try to advocate for themselves and for more diversity and more comics with characters that look like them. They get shot down, called transphobic and racist and all these things. And then, like, just because of like all that vitriol, it's that kind of brought the boycott to an end. Not because we got anything, but because DC announced anything cool, new cool books with black characters, new Vixen, Black Lightning, new Power Company book, nothing like that. The boycott just ended because of terrible, annoying people on the internet. It really sucks. And it sucks for to be used as like a talking point that like these people are transphobic, and it's like they're not. They weren't being transphobic. The boycott was to help lift up all marginalized groups, give all of us a chance to like speak about like lack of representation for all of us, because when one group isn't being properly represented, then that leaves room for all groups to not be properly represented. Like, DC has been doing better with queer and trans rap, but it's not perfect. It's not the best it could be. And yeah, I would like things to be better in that way as well. But yeah, it's really annoying, and I just wanted to vent my frustrations about all that a little bit. Yeah, it sucks.